Crowdfund Genius Take 1.
Hi, how's it going? I'm ZACBOB. Welcome to CrowdFund Genius Live. I am the host of CrowdFund Genius, the video on YouTube, and also CrowdFund Genius, the podcast. Make sure you check us out in iTunes and Stitcher Radio. And if you haven't, and you're seeing this via Facebook or maybe Instagram or one of our other social media channels, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. We have weekly videos that come out. We do the live show via Periscope, and we're always open for crowdfunding questions. This is our very first episode that we're filming outside. It is a very windy day. I blame show producer Brandon for that, not myself, but it's a very windy day. As you can see behind us, we got the nice little scissortail bridge. It's basically a scissortail, which is the Oklahoma State bird. We are from Oklahoma City. We are a startup out of Oklahoma City, and we're proud of it. So let's go ahead and kick today's show off with our very first question.
Melissa Freeman via Kickstarter Campus asked, what sort of rewards can I offer for a podcast?
What sort of rewards can you offer for a podcast? I love this because why? I'm a podcaster. There's a ton of my friends are podcasters. A lot of my network is influenced by podcasters. We have a few podcasting clients. I've helped with a few podcasting campaigns as well. So what kind of rewards can you offer? For one, you could do a series of interviews with certain industry leaders, niche leaders, or something like that. And one reward could be you offering them the fact that, hey, I got this private bank of all these awesome interviews. So that could be one reward level right there. You could do coaching. You could teach individuals how to podcast. That could be another reward. You could set up a program, some type of coaching program or some type of program where you can teach people how to use their voice or how to spread their message through podcasting. Another way you could do it is by teaching people the basic aspects of business, the basic aspects of building an email list or scheduling through social media or finding guests. There is little niches and little ways that you can do this. For one, whenever we started podcasting, a problem that we had, or an area that we had extreme problems with, was scheduling guests. We'd ask them via Twitter and then try to schedule it via Twitter. We weren't using like Calendly or Schedule Once or any of the scheduling apps or websites out there that could help you schedule these interview guests. And it's not just about scheduling them, it's about the follow-up afterwards. As a podcaster with an interview-based show, and I know this is tailored towards interview-based shows, but as a podcaster with an interview-based show, when it comes to getting a guest on the show, following up with them, if you can automate all that through MailChimp or even saving drafts in Gmail, if you could show that system, I'm sure people would pay a small amount of money just for that system alone. It's all based off of really what your niche is. I'd stay away from t-shirts. You've heard me on the show before say how I don't like t-shirts or clothing brands. Is kind of hard to crowdfund because if somebody returns an item, you're automatically at a loss. So try to stay away from t-shirts and small swag type items that you're going to see out there, and try to stick with the content that matters. Try to stick with the information that people want to know, the information that people need to learn whenever you're setting up your rewards for that crowdfunding campaign. And by all means, post the link to your podcast in the comment section on our YouTube video. I want to listen to it. I want to know more about your podcast, and I'm sure some of our listeners would like to learn more as well and kind of follow you along as you crowdfund or throw a crowdfunding campaign for your podcast. All right, let's go with question number 2, Brandon.
At Ben Hopper asked, I'm thinking of finishing my Kickstarter on December 19th. Is it worth finishing it before the holidays?
It seems like you were cut off a little bit before there, so I'm going to assume you mean just before the holidays. One, I'm a strong advocate against not crowdfunding during November and December, even though we are running campaigns for clients through November and December. It is possible. For a few years there, I kind of thought it was too hard to even try to run a crowdfunding campaign during the holidays. A lot of people are at home, they're away from their computers, they're not at the office. Maybe they're not checking their email as much because they're with family, they're with their kids, they're celebrating this joyous time. So it's kind of hard to run a crowdfunding campaign during that time, but people still do check Facebook. People check Facebook daily, so Facebook ads should be kind of in your program or in your strategy whenever it comes to running your crowdfunding campaign. If you're going to launch during the holidays, you might as well ride it out through the holidays, all right? There's big sale days that come after Christmas. That'd be a good chance for you to throw in another early bird special or a promo, maybe a discount code or something along those lines. So if you're going to run a crowdfunding campaign during the holidays, it is possible. I suggest you look at some of the campaigns from last December that ran campaigns through the holidays and kind of see what they're doing. I know Bitsbox was on our show They were one of the campaigns, one of the first campaigns that I interviewed that ran a crowdfunding campaign during the holidays and was successful. So make sure you check out their Kickstarter, Bitbox, check out the episode on Crowdfund Genius. We'll link it up in the show notes for this episode. Look at what they did. At one point, they sent out letters to the kids. It was a project for children. And they sent out letters to every single one of the kids claiming it was from the North Pole and thank you for backing us. This is what you should expect in your first order. And they did that all pro bono. They scheduled that into the costs of running their crowdfunding campaign, and they were able to send out those letters, which is a great way to connect and kind of spread the message during the holiday year about your crowdfunding campaign. So again, that's Bitbox on Kickstarter. We'll link it up in the show notes at crowdfundgenius.com. If you're going to run a campaign during the holidays, try to ride it out. Ride it out all the way through the new year. You can even throw in a New Year's Day special along with the day after Christmas or the night before Christmas or any type of promo codes that you can think of. So hope that answers you, or hope that answers your question. No, don't run them during the holidays if you can, but if you insist or if you have something that would work well in the holidays, check out Bitbox. Next question.
At Jeannie Tortellini asks via Reddit, can you still adjust or add more to your pledge after the campaign?
Can you adjust or add more to your pledge after the campaign has ended? Let's take a look at it from both sides. Sometimes backers, they will add more money. I had a friend, he had a $19, maybe it was $49 product. Somebody backed him at $49 just for that product. He had higher tiers, but they just wanted the one bag. They backed him at that product and they ended up donating a couple extra $1,000. So sometimes people that pledge or contribute or backers, they want to contribute more. And if they want to contribute more, no, they can't. As soon as your campaign ends, it is over. They can't pledge for a higher level, but you can still upsell them. Kickstarter and Indiegogo have that ability where you can upsell behind the scenes. So if I come to your campaign and I back for $19 and then I go through the process of entering my credit card information, there's always that little upsell potential where you can say, hey, I noticed you backed at $19 for this black cell phone case. Would you like it in a different color if you're choosing? Contribute another $10 and you can choose that color. That's kind of what works behind the scenes of Indiegogo and Kickstarter to kind of help for the backer if they want to back more. Backer Kit is another option. They have ways to also upsell after your campaign is ended. As far as adding in more prices or making the prices more, no, you cannot. I know Coolest Cooler is going through some issues right now, one of the largest crowdfunding campaigns of all time, but they're having some trouble with their blender. They're having some trouble with the other aspects of their campaign, and they're selling on Amazon because they didn't consider that extra shipping cost, or maybe the fact that their blender problem had an issue. Maybe they didn't consider all that into one, but you'd want to try to avoid those. So do the upsells early, have your backer kit set up early, make sure you have that ability to upsell to those backers early on. You can always set up an Indiegogo page afterwards, kind of like a Kickstarter spotlight, where you can continue to take pre-orders. You can raise the price of your pre-orders then because, hey, they didn't back when your campaign was live, and that's what it's all about, is getting those backers when your campaign is live. So you can continue to sell and raise the price after your crowdfunding campaign, but it's going to be harder to do that through whatever platform you choose, whether it's Kickstarter or Indiegogo. So to answer your question, I'm going to have to go with a solid no. You cannot increase the pledge price, but you technically can, but you're going to have to go through an outside agency like Backer Kit or something along those means. That's it for our crowdfunding questions. If you're joining us via Periscope, stick around. I'll jump on and answer as many questions as I can. Again, big shout out to Oklahoma City and all the entrepreneurs from Oklahoma City who are watching right now. Thank you. Keep hustling. Keep grinding. Thank you for joining us. Happy crowdfunding. ZACBOB out.